Yeah, there's this myth that congestion pricing will suddenly create problems in the Bronx where we don't have problems. We already have problems at the Cross Bronx Expressway. And the most serious problem is something called PM 2.5. That's the size of the particulates that come largely from trucks, from the exhaust and from the truck tires, little particles that embed in your lungs. And that's really serious in the South Bronx because it has so many trucks. The way to make sure that trucks don't divert is if they get credits at the tunnels. That's all you have to do. If they get credits at the tunnels, the charge to go through Manhattan, and we're only talking about those few trucks that travel through Manhattan, through Midtown or through Lower Manhattan, if those trucks don't have to pay any more, they're not going to divert to the Bronx. The second solution to that is something that should be done whether we have congestion pricing or not: cap the Bronx with parks. It's been done over so many interstates. It's been done in Dallas. There's a wonderful one over Mercer Island, over I-90 in the state of Washington. I built an entire parkway in the city of Windsor, Ontario, that has decks so that the communities can be joined together, and because the pollution can then be trapped underground. You know, the people who say that it's going to affect lower income people, let me tell you, they haven't parked in Midtown Manhattan. You can't park in a garage for less than $40 or $50. And if you're a monthly parker, it's $800 to $1,000 a month. So if you're regularly commuting. A study by the Community Service Society, which represents low-income New Yorkers, found about a 50-to-1 ratio in terms of a low-income New Yorker that may have to pay a toll versus those that will benefit by the revenue stream going to transit. That's where our lower-income people are. They're in the transit system. They're not driving their cars into the heart of Midtown Manhattan. Most people from New Jersey take transit to come in, and the city is investing an enormous amount of money in the bus terminal, in Penn Station, in Grand Central Station, in East Side Access, improving transportation for all people. People from New Jersey rely on our subway system, rely on the PATH tubes, rely on the bus terminal, rely on the buses coming through, so there is a benefit. They may also want to look to New York's example of some of the revenue from their existing toll facilities going to transit. You know, one of the things about congestion pricing is it gets more people in transit by providing more revenue for transit, gets fewer people in cars, and it reduces our carbon footprint. And people from New Jersey are suffering from climate change just as everybody around the region, around the country, and around the world is suffering. We all have to take steps to get our hands around climate change and the devastation that comes from temperatures rising too high. You know, I've heard this before, and what we have to do is we have to make sure that the congestion pricing plan is fair. Those in the district that are low income, they will get a tax break. And they already get, the people in the district get a parking tax break that nobody else gets. They get a break on their taxes when they park their car. You know, the legislation is there. It was passed on April 1st, 2019. So somebody would have to undo the legislation. And I just don't see that happening. However, we still need to have elected officials with backbone. That means the governor, the mayor, and they have to have backbone not only to implement congestion pricing, but to implement congestion pricing with as few, if not zero, exclusions or exemptions that people are asking for. So to our elected officials, have the backbone, and let's get this done in the next year.